What's going on, brothers and sisters? Thank you so much for checking out the Using Your Psychic Abilities Against the Narcissist video. I will be at some point giving you more tips on how to dream walk, mind invade, mind splinter these hoovering hobgoblins. But today we're going to talk about energetics. Now, I know you guys, if you've been watching me for a while, you hear me say, yeah, narcissists are stupid. Well, the fact that they are demon possessed, that they operate in low vibration, that they need narcissistic supply, they need emotional reactivity, they have addictive personalities that they can't control, that's what makes them stupid. Narcissists can actually be very intelligent people. And that is something that they use to manipulate or to acquire money in order to control people's finances, use the legal system to abuse. But when it comes to their need for supply and emotional reactivity, they're retarded. They're stupid. And that is the weakness that you want to go after. It is a trick that'll work every single time against these narcs if you know how to operate with a selfish person who is actually self-loathing, has abandonment issues, conniving, sneaky, and hates exposure. You can use that against them every single time. Think about this, the energetics of a narcissist. Okay, the narcissist aura is like, it's like a straw. Okay, they have a straw and they're trying to put their straw into everybody else's cup, all right? Like your aura is a cup and they want to put their straw in your cup and drink all the energy out of you, whether it's talent, whether it's your connections, your light, whatever it is. They need to consume that because they don't generate their own. Their broken, fractured, deceptive core cuts them off from source. It cuts them off from God. If you see narcissists, 9 times out of 10, guarantee you that narcissist is one of two different ways. Either they're fake Christians or fake spiritualists, or they don't believe in God at all. They're completely atheist. And that is because they're demon possessed. They cannot comprehend light. They cannot comprehend a connection to God, source, the universe, because they're disconnected from it. And they're full of freaking demons and goblins and other negative dark entity shit. The problem is that a lot of us who have low boundaries, no boundaries, people please, codependent and so forth, remember, like attracts like when it comes to damages between narcissists and narcissistic abuse victims, especially the narcissistic abuse survivors who go through it over and over and over again and keep trying to fix a person that doesn't want to be fixed because the person who keeps doing that doesn't want to fix themselves. All of this is relative. But let's talk about the demonic dark entity, the energetic aspect of a narcissist, a burning clown in the circus of narcissism. The reason that they have dark entities is because their soul team's checked out. All right, their ancestors have checked out. All right, you can't just like live perpetually hurting people, living in illusion and delusion, grandeur, grandiosity, believing you're better, playing better than everybody else, playing puppet master with people's lives. You can't exist that way and be connected to source, to God, to light. You can't. And when they cut themselves off from that, their spirit team checks out. Now, all the angels or ancestors that were watching over them, unless they're truly diabolical dark entities themselves, they check out. And in place of that, invites dark entities, demonic spirit, the demon spirit of narcissism, and it houses itself within them, which I have said before gives them certain powers, but it also gives them great disadvantages. Those demons, those things that live inside them, that are attached to them, they feed off of all the damage in the narcissist. This is the fuel. That's actually the fuel that makes them need external validation. It's what needs them to seek energy from the outside, to drain other people of their light and their power and their aspirations and their goodness, because they can't generate it themselves. These demons are all attached to these traumas. These traumas are their weaknesses. This is what the narcissistic shell is protecting. It's why they flip out into rage whenever you expose them. You create a narcissistic injury. All right? Think of a narcissist as like a really raw nerve, a raw broken nerve that if you just flick will cause complete destruction. They need that narcissistic shell, that fake self, in order to protect that raw nerve, which is why they get so upset when you expose them for who they are. You know you're narcissist. You know their insecurities. You spent how many years trying to fix this hoovering hobgoblin? And narcissists will tell you exactly what their issues are anyway. Those are their projections. Those are their accusations. All right, everything that they're doing, they accuse of you. Everything that they feel, they accuse of you. You're only going to get at most a half truth out of a narcissist unless they are in narcissistic rage and just like spewing hatred and evil, because that's what they actually are inside. Again, a person's choice not to heal is on them. When they were a child, they probably went through some heavy abuses, which made them a victim, a survivor of abuse. Absolutely. But once you become an adult, if you're still being an evil piece of trash and you're not trying to heal yourself, you do decide to become a narcissist, that's on you. Evil should not be given mercy. We're not trained to be merciful at Dragonstorm. You know your narcissist. You know their insecurities. You know their issues. So let's talk about punching back the bully when they keep hoovering and attacking and smear campaigning you. Any practitioner worth their salt that has been through years or decades of ritual, magic, whatever they call it, will tell you, you don't actually need these components. You don't need components to cast. You don't need them. All you need is your imagination, your willpower, your mind, your connection to source, your belief in self. You can jump timelines all day long and manifest at will. So understand, when the narcissist is casting their illusions, their delusionary world, that illusion exists. They are actually manifesting. They're creating the delusion. Their delusion creates the illusion around them. So their lies, their smear campaigns, they all exist in the frame of the narcissist and those who energetically co-sign to that demon in a human skin suit. But it's fragile. It's fragile. Everything about a narcissist is a house of cards because they don't have a strong core. Everything, the false self, everything is why they fly into rage. You, if you've done the work and you've healed yourself, you have a strong core. Okay, so you can go actually, if you have healed properly, when you've been through trauma as a child, if you've healed properly, you can go to those dark places and be solid and have a solid core and be able to come back and be able to balance out. You could go to the same dark places and you will always be more powerful than that narc. So when narcissist decides to keep smear campaigning you and coming after you and hoovering you and sending their fake accounts and trying to convince other people that you're something that you're not, okay, when they keep doing that, you should have at this point been no contact. No contact causes an injury to that narcissist because you have escaped their control. They don't have control over their thing. All right, these grown toddlers. You've taken your power back. They need power. They need the feeling of control. They need your energy. You don't need them. So when you've cut them off, you've created an injury to this grandiose person, this grown toddler in a human skin suit. All right, so that's why they freak out the way they do. Causing a narcissistic collapse, brothers and sisters, all right? This is the bread and butter. This is the bread and butter of hurting a narc. If you want to cause a narcissistic collapse, you should go no contact for a while, take your energy back, consolidate it, and plan something out. It should have to do with exposure. Narcissists hate being exposed for who they are. They're easily provoked. These are grown toddlers. So, allow them to keep spewing their nonsense, keep trying to contact you. Hopefully, if you're dealing with a real dumb, uncontrollable narc, I'm sure you have plenty of emails, text messages, and things of that nature. So keep them up, gather them up. And I mean, if you've gotten to the point where you're beyond the healing process and you're actually solid, you can ball tap them a little bit. All right. Like, all you got to do is tickle. You don't even have to directly go after a narc. You can skirt it. You can just say something they would understand, because everything that you post and everything that you write, they believe is about them anyway. So if you actually do that, it will turn that demon inside of them into a frenzy. They're gonna frantically look for that fuel. Oh my God, they're talking about me. They're actually talking about me. Right? So let them set themselves up. And when you have enough evidence, when you have enough things, when you know you're ready, hit them back surgically and hard as hell. Put all your energy into it. Put your focus into it. Emotional control. Matter of fact, this is who they are. This is what's going on. You're laughing at this goblin. They have no power. Make them feel lowly. Make them feel lowly, completely out of control and exposed. All right? Now, if you're dealing with it, make sure to have cameras set up in case you're dealing with like a psychopath or a malignant. Psychopaths are a different thing. When you're dealing with a dumbass narc, especially the male narcs who hit women and put things out there, but or those female narcs who filling every one of her holes in some vain attempt to feel something left inside her broken soul while manipulating men for money and drugs. The real dumb ones. Then you're going to have a fun time with this. The whole secret energetically in flipping the energetic script of the narcissist is just waiting a certain period of time and then flipping it and hitting them hard as hell once. One concerted effort. One. If you really want to be diabolical about it, which I do recommend if you're going to mirror back a narc, evil deserves no mercy, have a string. have a couple, like 2 to 3 different events set up, levels of events of exposure, of exposing this narcissist. Because when you hit them that one time, they're automatic. If they don't shrink away, if you do it the right way, they'll shrink away and never come back. But if they have really low control over themselves, they're very manic and very addictive, they're going to have to talk shit and say something. That's when you elevate it. If you elevate pressure points upon a narcissist's weaknesses, their broken inner child, all right? If you leave a boot print with your name inside of them, if you do this correctly and you expose them in such a way as to play on every one of their triggers, exasperate them, hit them hard as hell, and get people to notice it, you will envelop their delusionary world in darkness. You will suffocate and crush their narcissistic shell, and you will destroy their broken inner child. This is protecting yourself, brothers and sisters. I wouldn't even call this black magic. This is protecting yourself. Make a plan. Understand that narc has no control. That is their weakness. They are demons. They do not have control over themselves. And attacking those things, understand this too. When you attack those broken things in them that have those dark entities attached to it, those dark entities don't give a damn about that narc. They only care about creating chaos. So they're going to aid you. Those dark entities inside that narcissist or attached to that narcissist will absolutely aid you in destroying them. And that is a difference between those who assign themselves to darkness and those who work in the light. The light will never seek to destroy you. Darkness will eat its own in a heartbeat. All right, any questions in the comments? I'll try and answer them. My love to you all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And never again suffer these fools.